Hello, hello, Arg. How are ye this morning, time pirates? Obviously, Alicia's awake.
I'm here. My ears keep popping.
Oh, I'm sorry. Yeah, my oak allergies are acting up. Right now, I just have a little drainage. Um, so usually I ignore it unless it gets really bad, and then it keeps me up at night coughing. And then I
Mm.
get the little nose spray thing to clean it all up, and then I'm good to go. Apparently, I like to suffer. I don't know what to say. I like don't take medicine until I'm dying.
I'm the same way. I don't take it unless I absolutely have to.
Nope. Zwank says, howdy, everybody. Happy caramel popcorn day. Ooh, that sounds yummy. Happy Twinkie day. Happy fresh tomato day. And happy world asexual day. Oh, yay! um, so that's fun. We've got all the lice days. We get 4 days today. We're lucky. Thanks, Zwank. How are
I
you
knew
doing this morning?
she had to put them on two different comment lines.
Yeah, apparently they wouldn't all fit. I could not sleep last night at all. I think it's just nerves about the cruise that's happening next week. We leave Saturday, and I'm like, I don't know. I'm not good at things like that. I don't have
You're
like anxiety, like not medical anxiety, but when it comes to these kind of things, and I wouldn't be as worried about it if it was just for fun. It wasn't a work thing,
right.
right? So that makes a little different anticipation. And if I wasn't leaving the puppy,
Mm.
so that's making me nervous too. My daughter and son will be home to take care of her, but neither of them will take care of her the way I do. And yeah, and she's still a puppy. You know what I mean? Like things still affect her and will change who she is. So I'm a little worried about it. Um,
Do you leave care instructions or anything for them?
well, sure, but they don't need. They live here. You know what I mean?
I
Like
know, but maybe
I
they.
do, but they won't follow them.
Oh,
Is she gonna get fed? Yes. Is she gonna be able to go outside and do her business? Yes. Is she going to get the attention and the walks she needs? Probably not. So I'm a
oh,
little nervous about it. My daughter will at least walk her. My son will
right,
not. But my daughter is watching her for the whole week. My son only gets her for 2 days.
right.
Um, but um, my daughter wanted the extra money, so she is getting, because I was going to take her to a thing.
The boarding.
Yes, boarding. Thank you. So I was going to take her to boarding, but because then she could play with other dogs. You know what I mean? She still wouldn't get the attention, but she wouldn't be in her kennel. You know what I mean? Like she'd be in a different place, so she would expect different treatment, right?
Right.
And and I had one that was recommended that other people have taken their dogs and they haven't had any problems. And they have cameras, so I could look at her, right? I can watch her. Um, but my daughter was like, "Hey, for half the price, I'll watch her." And I'm like, "All right."
You
So,
got to do all of the things.
yeah. So we'll see. Um, yeah. But so I woke up like multiple times last night, could not sleep. And then when my alarm went off at 6, I had already been up an hour. So I was like, never mind, let's go out. So Cora and I went for a WALK. I won't say the word. Um, she finally has learned the word. Well, went for a WALK when it was still dark outside, and it was kind of nice and peaceful, I have to say.
Wow.
And then I got back and took a shower, and yeah, but it was kind of nice. I'm like, we're gonna have to start walking in the mornings anyways because it's gonna get too hot. Now today I had to put on my big jacket because it was like 60 degrees, and I know most of the world that's not cold. For me, it's freezing, so
Yes,
I had to
I
put on
agree.
my big jacket. So yeah. Um. Oh, Zwank says that they accidentally hit return, so didn't put it on to you on purpose. Well, at
Mm.
least you hit return after saying one, like not in the
In
middle
the
of one.
middle.
I've done that multiple times. And Allie is here. Good morning, Allie. I'm not doing anything all week because I passed out at work Saturday. Oh no. So I'm on medical leave until I'm cleared to work. Oh, I'm so sorry. Is that something
Mm.
medically, or is it like your meds acting up? Or you don't have to tell us, just if you want to share. I'm reading Rainbow Valley by L.M. Montgomery. X. That sounds like a nice, relaxing time while you're trying to even out these frustrating health problems. And Lindsay says, "Hi guys, hope everyone had a great weekend." I did. Oh, I should ask, how was your Easter? I did see you during sprints for a little bit, but we were in and out. So
They went all right. I basically just set out kids' baskets, and then we do it. We don't fill them with anything, but we like hide the plastic eggs around the living room.
uh-oh. Uh-huh. My daughter just came in and they canceled it. My daughter went all the way out to her class and then the dude canceled class. Again, he does this a lot. This is chemistry class, by the way. It's not like beginner 101. It's second semester too, isn't it? Yeah, it's Chem 2. And he cancels
Oh.
class all the time. And she's majoring in chemistry. She's like, dude, I need to learn shit. Can you please have class?
Why does he keep canceling class?
Because he fucking is an awful human being. That's why. Because he's selfish and doesn't think about his students. Now, the thing is, most of those students don't give a fuck. But you still have students like my daughter who are like, dude, I need to learn this shit. Can we please have class? So yeah, it's and because she's at a community college right now, right? So this guy is not getting paid very much. And so it's not like he's got a lot of things. But then don't do this. Do something else for God's sake. Why are you punishing these students? So yeah.
This is the first semester he put grades into the online platform because like 2 or 3 of the students complained. I was gonna complain about it.
Yeah.
We didn't know
I'd be complaining too.
Yeah. Alicia said she'd be complaining too.
Yeah. So this is the first semester because he got fussed at by administration.
Yeah, he got enough complaints. He was like, fine, I'll put grades in. And it's the one thing, I guarantee you Jenna's going to get an A in this class because all she has to do is bitch because they're never doing anything. But the problem is, she's still not learning anything and she's majoring in chemistry. Do you see what I mean? It's like,
The textbook is teaching me.
yeah, the only thing she's learned is stuff she's learned through the textbook. So yeah,
I
it's
would
very frustrating.
I would complain and start marking when he's not there and be
Yeah.
like, listen, I have to learn this stuff. I need this for my degree. The teacher is not coming up on this day.
Yeah,
To
because
start
here's the problem.
listening.
She's transferring to a real college. What I mean by that is like,
Right.
4-year college, like
The
with
universities.
the chem. Yeah. And they're going to expect her to know this shit already. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah, she's starting with OChem. You're going to have fun in OChem lab, I'll tell you. You're not going to die because it's a different kind of chemistry.
I took organic chemistry.
Oh, yeah, so did I. I loved it, actually. And the lab is actually you're going to like the lab. You want to know why? Because it is exactly by the book. You have to do exactly this thing and exactly that thing and I know, Jenna's like, oh, I love that. Like, I know. That's why she's majoring in chemistry. She loves that.
We were doing titrations last week and we're like, is this the light yellow that it's supposed to be? And he's like, I don't know. Like,
He doesn't even know what his lab is supposed to be.
like, what is it supposed to look like? He's like, well, what color is it supposed to turn? I'm like, yellow, but is this the right shade of yellow? Like, should I keep going? Should I stop? And he's like, I don't know. Keep going and see what happens.
Oh, jeez.
I can hear her. That's annoying. You're supposed to know what your labs are supposed to look like.
I knew I heard growling. Make them stop. They already went outside and played today. And Cora, I already took her for a walk. We went early. Oh, you throw the cat out? Benny's teaching her bad habits. She was growling at the cat, which is what Benny does.
Benny. No.
She's looking right up at Jenna going, I love you. Like I don't think she feels reprimanded. She doesn't, not at all. Not at all. Benny looks guilty even if he doesn't do anything. Cora's like, I'm the best thing ever, no matter what. Unless you go to put her in her kennel. And then she's like, oh, I thought you loved me. This is the worst thing ever. Oh, I love it. Okay, I'm sorry. So you don't fill up their baskets?
We set up baskets. We hid the plastic Easter eggs, and I did something a little different. I put in some of them. I put in slips of paper, and it said that they could redeem them for Pokemon cards because they're both into
Ooh.
Pokemon this year.
I
So
love that.
my
I
son
love
was
that.
funny because when it comes time to redeem them, we put all the cards out. I had like 50 cards. I put all of them out, but they were face down, and we did it
Oh,
so that they couldn't see which one was which. And then we basically did if you touch it, it's yours. You
it's
can't like
yours.
flip it over and look at it. So he basically, like, once all the cards were dealt with, then he went through and looked at them, and he's like, these are all crap. I was
Ah!
like, well, I mean, you picked them. You can't blame the system. You picked them.
He's like, watch me.
He's like, that's all right. I've got a better card than all of Lorelei's combined. And I was like, sure, okay.
No, we had a pretty
So
good time. My son learned how to bake challah bread. He decided he's the baker in his friend group because they always have
ooh.
like potluck meals and they all bring something. So he's decided I want to be the baker. So he's like not dessert baker, bread baker, right?
Gotcha.
And so this time in Easter, he was like he wanted to make now I don't remember. Oh, focaccia. He wanted to make focaccia. I'm like, are y'all doing Italian? And he's like, no, it's just like Easter. I'm like, well, then you really want to make challah bread. Challah bread is the Easter bread, right? So I'm going to show you how to make that. So that's what he made. So he made two, and he made one with just plain, right? And the other one we had a everything bagel sprinkles.
Seasoning, yeah.
Yeah, so we put that on the top of one of them. So one was plain and one had that. And so I'm very anxious to see. So he made two, and he but I mean he's moving along very well. He's doing a great job. And he cleans up after himself. It's just wonderful.
Ooh.
I know. He's about to move to his own house, so I think he's thinking about that stuff more now. Instead of mom
Probably.
will do it, it's more like shit. This is it's gonna
Now
be
I
my house.
have
I'll
to
be
do
doing
it.
this.
Yep. Yep.
But yeah, so we just made bread most of the day and did we ended up not playing games because we were in and out. Like
Oh
doing
wow.
these other things that we were doing. But I did make deviled eggs, of course. And I made the pastrami hash. And it was
Oh,
so good. Like there's some leftovers. And that's probably what I'm having for lunch today. So good.
nice.
I'm
That's
like,
the other
forget corned
thing.
beef hash. We're making pastrami hash from now on.
We did the Easter dyeing of the eggs.
Oh, you did that on Easter?
Well, we did it the night before.
Ah,
We always
gotcha.
do it the night before.
Yeah.
So the kids have fun, but
Mhm.
then it's usually left to me and me to eat the eggs. I was thinking who else eats them? Nobody eats them. They'll do it, but they won't eat the eggs. My daughter, however, did. She was like, I don't want scrambled eggs because I always make breakfast on Sundays. And she was like, I don't want scrambled eggs. She's like, can I have one of the hard boiled eggs? And I was like, yeah, I guess. And then she was like, can you put Old Bay on it? So what now?
That sounds delicious. Your daughter's a
So
genius.
it does. She likes it, but then I guess she was like, "Mommy, can you pour a little more?" Like she every time she'd take a bite, she'd want me to put more on there. And then
Well, yeah,
finally
of
she got to
course.
the
That's
point
how it
where she was
works.
like, "No, I don't like this anymore."
So she had too much. What I would do
Yeah.
is I put it on the plate and you dip it in the right. So you dip it in the seasoning, and that way she can control how much she gets or doesn't get.
That's what I told her. The next time we'll do that, and then because she was just like, "Just sprinkle it on there," and I was like, okay." I was like, "Let me just pour it on your plate."
Yeah, that way works better because then she control how much she gets, right? So
Yeah.
that's your daughter's a genius. I mean, Old Bay sounds delicious. Now I want to eat Old Bay on my eggs. Um, let's see. And so yeah, y'all make sure to let us know how your Easter's went as well. We have two other appetizer things that we have to make. We didn't get. My daughter made chocolate chip cookies.
Ooh.
My husband fried chicken wings, and I made like a little like Asian sauce for him. It was delicious.
Mm.
Let's see. And Allie says, I probably need meds changed. It's frustrating because work blames me when it's a medical condition beyond my control that they're investigating and trying not to pay. Yeah, that's exactly frustrating, but that's America. America, they just want you to work.
Yep.
That they don't care if you're sick. They don't care if you have a family emergency. They don't care about anything. This country, they just want you to work. You need to work. You need to work.
I
And
had
they
a
don't care what
job
the
that
excuse is. They
I
don't
had
care
a
if you don't have
job
a car.
that oh yeah, oh yeah. I had a job that did that, and so I told them, I said, fine. I said, you want me to come to work? I'll come to work. I had 102. And I was like, I'll work. I was like, but be forewarned, I have 102. So, and they were like, okay, well, we'll see you when you get here. I stayed for maybe half an hour and they sent me home because they saw how I looked. And then I actually took my thermometer because I have one that you just put in your ear. Took the thermometer with me, and they were like, do you really have 102? And I was like, here's the reading. And then they, I guess, went and deliberated the higher up people, and they were like, you can go home. And I was like, so you made me come up here so that I could prove to you that I have 102. I said, now you're going to send me home? I said, don't do it again.
No.
If I tell you I have 102, I'm not lying. I said, because if I have 102, I'm going to be out for like 2 days.
Yeah, you're like, what? Unless you call off all the time,
Right.
why would
Which
you
I
think
never
I'm
did.
lying to you? But they do anyways. It doesn't
Yeah.
matter. So
Yep.
it's ludicrous.
Well, I think it was also because like there was somebody else, there was like 2 other people that were sick, and it was kind of like we passed it around. So at one by one, everybody was getting sick. And I was just
Mhm.
like, they're like, well, we can't keep having people call out. And I'm like, well, then maybe you should tell the first person who got sick to stay home.
Yeah, maybe you should make us come into work when we have a fever because that's when we're contagious. How about that?
Yep. And I told him that. I was like, if you have a fever, you're contagious. Therefore, you spread it around. All you got to do
Yep.
is touch something.
Yeah, just
And I
don't.
didn't touch anything while I was there because I was just like, I was like, you got gloves? They were like, why? And I was like, because I'm contagious. I have a fever. But you want me here, so I'm here.
I told you it's kind of the backwardness of our culture because people will wear masks to help protect themselves,
Mm-hmm.
but they don't wear masks to protect other people.
Mm-mm.
It's like if in America we would wear a mask when we were sick and we had to leave the house for something, that would stop getting a lot of other people sick. They do that in other cultures, but not ours. In ours, when you do wear a mask, you're doing it to protect yourself.
Mm-hmm.
And you have to because people who are sick don't wear a mask. So it's just like that would just, stop a lot of problems, but it's not the way our culture works. Instead, you wear a mask and people make fun of you. You know what I mean?
Right.
Let's see. Courtney says, morning, y'all. About to go to bed, but wanted to pop in and say hi. Well, hello, Courtney. Thank you for thinking of us. I hope you get really good sleep today. I'm like full of adrenaline right now. We'll see how long that lasts.
Oh, gosh.
Ren says, hello, everyone. Hello, Ren. Good afternoon. Need to go grocery shopping and move back into my dorm. Catch you later if you're still on. Absolutely. Get delicious food for us, Ren. Get something delicious.
I have to do that today, too. Grocery shop.
Nice. We're going to eat leftovers because we're leaving Saturday. I don't want any other food in the house. Swing
That's
says, I
fair.
was too dumb for chemistry, only passed because the teacher took a smoke break so my friend could help me with the final. I'm going to tell you, I doubt that you were dumb with chemistry. Your teacher probably just sucked. That's what I've seen most often.
Mm-hmm.
Zwank says, crap, it's 49 degrees. See, I told you. That's why I wore my warm jacket today. We were like 60, I think. It might have been 55. Hold on. I will look right now. Because Zwank, we're both in Texas, but she's farther north than I am, so it's colder for her. Let's see.
It is currently 71
Yeah.
in my part.
Yeah, it was 55. So,
Oof.
Yep. And I was like, it's too cold for me. I'm sorry. I'm a wimp.
I
But you'll
mean-
see me out there when it's 100 degrees, okay? So I don't want to hear it. I can take the heat a lot better than I can. Now, I'm not going to be running in 100 degrees, but I will run when it's 85. So
Nope.
I will have to because it'll be 85 in the mornings. And Spank says, I had ham and deviled egg macaroni salad. Ooh, that sounds yummy. And a chocolate bunny. Aw. We were, by the time, because we don't really buy Easter candy, but I like to have just one of the Cadbury eggs, just for nostalgia's sake. That was like our favorite candy growing up. So I
Yeah.
like to have one, but by the time we were like, okay, well, let's go get my one, they were out. So I have to see if Target has any when I go tomorrow. And if they don't, it's not like it's the end of the world. It's just, it's nice to have that one a year.
They still and they have the miniature ones now too. They
Oh
might.
yeah, and I've seen it, but the miniature ones are more chocolate than
Mhm.
filling. And the problem is and it's not like it's good chocolate. So I don't need more chocolate. So just eating the one is nice.
We tried the what was it? Frosted strawberry Pop-Tart Peeps.
Oh yeah,
Those were kind of
they
fun.
didn't have any at our grocery store. So again, I'll see if Target has any.
Target had them, yeah.
Yeah, I will check Target. I have to go to Target tomorrow to get my prescription because guess what? I'm official. I have a prescription for ADHD. So
Ooh, I
because
was
they
gonna
were
ask
out.
how that went.
Yep. So it is official. No one who knows me is surprised. But it's like I told someone else. I said the thing is I've set up my life in a way that I can work around my ADHD. But if I had like worked in an office for all these
Mm.
years instead of being a volunteer and a stay-at-home mom, and running my own company, so I get to set the hours, right? If I was working in an office, like a 9 to 5 kind of job, I would have had to have been medicated decades ago because there's no way I would have survived such a thing.
Oh gosh.
No way. But I've been able to make it this long because I didn't have a 9 to 5 job. You know what I mean? My life was more friendly for the way my brain worked.
Right.
But now I need to write, man. I need to get this stuff done. The only problem is I'm going to I'll start the meds on Wednesday,
Mhm.
which means I'll be taking them on the cruise. So that's not a normal part of my life. So I don't know that it will be a fair measurement of how effective they will be. Does that make sense?
Right.
So yeah, that one's a little odd because like one of the side effects is like nausea. But I
Oh,
mean,
no.
I'm gonna be on a ship.
Yeah, with the waves and stuff.
I'm gonna be
Can
taking
you
ginger and like things like that to help calm me down, calm down my stomach. I don't know. Do you see what I mean? I'm like, yeah, I was nauseous all week, but I don't know if that was the meds or the ship.
That's what I was wondering, like, can you pick them up and then just wait until you're done with the cruise to start them?
I mean, I
Or
can, but again, my brain doesn't work that way, and I'm anxious to get started.
true.
So
Oh, that's
we-
gonna be a time.
yeah, it's gonna be fun, and it lasts 8 to 10 hours. So, and they said it might eat it with a meal because it usually suppresses appetite, and I'm like suppressing appetite, not a bad thing. I'm okay with that.
Right.
So we'll see what happens. And Allie says, I literally cover for people regularly. Welcome to America. Yeah, it's ridiculous. And Ellie says, I guess. Yeah, exactly. Lindsay says, I'm going to buy us Easter eggs tomorrow when they are on sale. Exactly, right? See? So
Ooh,
that's why I will
nice.
go to Target tomorrow. So I have to get my
Yep.
prescription because we use the CVS there, and I'll get my toenails done. Not at Target, but in the strip mall it's in, there's my nail place is there. So I'll go get my nails done and then I'll go pick up my prescription and go check out and see what Easter candy they have left.
Yeah, because it's probably gonna be on sale now.
Yep, they just want to get rid of it. So we'll
Yep.
just see what's left. And I'm not desperate for any. It's just I want a Cadbury egg if they have it, and I want to try the weird Peeps if they have any. Otherwise I'm good. I don't need the crappy candy. And if I want a Snickers bar, I can buy a Snickers bar. I don't, you know what I mean? I don't need it Easter themed. We're okay.
Right.
And Lindsay says, congratulations on your diagnosis. Thank you, I think.
Well, now you know what it is, and
I mean, I always knew. That's not always. I'm sorry. I've
maybe
known
it's
since I
official.
started looking into it. So about a decade I have known. And Lindsay says, normally they say it takes a month to get used to new long-term meds. Yeah, but that is the kind of meds that actually sit in your system. It takes about a month. So like my heart meds and stuff, that took about a month. But the medications she gave me that I'm totally gonna forget the name of right now. It is a stimulant because they're all stimulants. That's how it works. That's what you need for ADHD. But it is it washes out of your system. It doesn't stay in your system.
Ah,
So this one, I should have reactions right away. So that's why I'm not worried about taking it immediately because I at least have 5 days. So if there's a bad reaction, I'll have it pretty fast. I'll have it pretty fast. Does that make sense?
right.
And if there's subtle reactions, then I'll deal with them. It's not an end of the world. I mean, like we just talked about, I deal with discomfort constantly. If it makes my brain work, I don't have any issue. She is starting with the smallest dose also, and I'm not small, so we have to see whether it's going to work or not, right?
Mm.
And Zwank says, congratulations on your new diagnosis. I didn't figure out I was odd HD till I was 60 years old. Yep, see, diagnosed at 51. But like I said, I've known for a decade. But my lifestyle, it was okay. I was all right.
Yeah.
Again, I don't believe in taking meds until you need the meds. When you need the meds, then you take the meds. And I need the meds now, or I'm never going to get these books done. And this is literally part of my job. So
Yes.
I need to do it. And Swank says, take Ginger with you. I am. Yeah, last time when we went out in Alaska, when we were out on smaller boats, right? We tried everything. Nothing worked. Dramamine, the prescription, nothing worked except Ginger. So we took Ginger, and that actually worked. It calmed the heck. And I'm not all about health, blah, blah, blah. I don't care. I just care about things that actually work. And Ginger
Right.
did. So we took, and I'm all for whatever works.
Exactly.
And placebo effect doesn't work on me because I don't believe in anything. So it needs to actually work or not work. And the Ginger did. After everything else, all the prescription, everything else that we took, nothing. Ginger. I'm like, damn. All right, then, Ginger it is. So we are definitely taking Ginger with us. Now, it's a big old boat. It doesn't move that much, but you can get rough seas, and it does move some, right? There's just a subtle amount of movement all the time.
Right.
So we'll see. And Vanessa's here. Morning, Pirates are. Morning, Vanessa. How are you today? I've got a therapy appointment at the top of the hour, so I'll miss next chatty bit. Hope everyone's doing okay today. Absolutely. We're doing pretty good. I hope you are too. I hope your weekend was nice and relaxing or whatever you wanted it to be. We did go to Run Club on Saturday. So that was fun. We were able to take both puppies, so they ran. And Benny ran with Jacob, my daughter's boyfriend.
Mhm.
And he was looking, he was like, I say, how did I do a 5-minute mile? I wasn't trying to do a 5-minute mile. I was like, Benny was pulling you. He's like, I guess he was. Benny was like, let's go.
You're too slow. Pick up the pace.
He was like, my calves are killing me. And he was like, 5 minutes? Okay, I can slow down.
Oh my gosh.
I'm like, yeah, don't let Benny set the pace. That's a bad idea. He's young and healthy and has 4 legs and loves to run.
Oh yes.
Let's see. And Vanessa says the weekend was a bit busy, but I did get Saturday afternoon with a friend I hadn't seen in a while. Nice. So I had dinner with a friend I hadn't seen in a while. So that was fun too.
Nice.
All right. So I think we are ready for our first sprint. Are you
We're
ready,
right on
Alicia?
schedule.
We are, right? We're so good at this.
I know.
I mean, we are truly.
And it's a
talented.
Monday.
What? And I didn't say what I'm going to do during the sprint. I will be finishing the edit for the author that I need to do. So I have. Nope, not that one.
I'm going to get breakfast.
All right,
And
I have 50 pages left, so I should be able to finish that on sprints this morning.
nice.
So it's one of my authors that's stuck. So I'm reading the beginning again to help them move forward. Because it was after the first dev edits, they had to change a lot of stuff. So a lot of times an author will get stuck, right? That's why you need a community, and that's why you have an editor. So I'm gonna finish reading that up so that I can help him get unstuck. But awesome. All right, what are you doing, Alicia? You said you're going to eat breakfast, I'm sure.
Breakfast and make the grocery list.
Excellent. All right, here we go. And there was our first sprint. I got almost 10 pages done and updated my calendar because I finished a book this morning. So there's always these things I have to finish real quick. So I had to get that done before I could concentrate. How'd you do, Alicia?
I had breakfast. I did a cinnamon raisin English muffin and a hard-boiled egg with Old Bay. Apparently, I picked a blue one. Well, I knew I'd pick up the blue one, but it got my fingers. So now my fingers are slightly blue. Just from peeling it. I gotta find a better way to like peel the eggs because it comes off in like these tiniest pieces. So, and that's after me like tapping it and rolling it and
Yep, that's how it works. So it's your thing. If the eggs are fresh, that's how it's going to happen. It is easier to peel them if you put them under running water. But then you got the eggs, and I don't want the eggs to go down my disposal.
right.
So it is easier to peel that way, but I don't want to deal with that. And the only other way is to use older eggs. Because when the eggs are older, the little around the outside of the eggshell and the albumin on the inside, there's a little protective layer, and that
Yeah,
actually starts to
film.
get air bubbles and peels apart a little bit. So when you boil the older eggs, then they peel off in bigger chunks.
I wish I would have known that because I had an older batch. I would have used them instead of the fresh ones.
Yeah, so
And
I
kept
use the
fresh
oldest ones
for
I
break-
have. Yep, exactly.
I'll know that for the future.
Yep. Now I don't always have old eggs, so sometimes you just got to suffer. But when I do, I use the older ones and boil them.
Right. And I started my grocery list. I found this pad of paper.
Ooh.
So I'm going to use that to see how it works instead of like carrying a notebook everywhere.
We actually have a notebook on our fridge, so anytime a pantry item is out,
Yeah.
like, oh, I use the rest of the garlic powder, then we write it just right on the notepad on the fridge. So we know next time we do groceries, we start with that notepad and then we add whatever we want for dinner or anything else. But like I run out of dog food, that goes right on the list. Or I'm low, that goes on the list on the fridge. And that it's just easier as soon as you run out of a thing to just add it on there.
I have a whiteboard that I'd use the same thing with, but then it's obviously I have to transfer it from the whiteboard to a piece of paper.
Yeah, that's what we just have a notebook, and then we just take that notebook down, add what we need for like dinners, and then take that to the grocery store.
Gotcha. I need to do something like that.
Mm-hmm.
But that's what I did.
Nice. And then it also allows anyone in the household to add to the list, right? So if your husband uses the last egg or something, it doesn't tell you, right? And he can put on eggs on that list so that you know, oh shit, I'm out of eggs now, right?
If only he cooked.
I mean, he's got to grab things out of the pantry sometimes that he eats. So
This is true.
yeah, so that's how it works. Or if the kids decide, like Jenna, she was like, I really want chocolate milk, so she just added it to the list, right? So you know that works too. It fits. Yeah.
This is the one we're supposed to order. So I'm like, it looks the same.
No. Yeah. You're good. Yeah. She's gonna wear her because she's graduating in a few weeks from her program, and so she's like, I think I could just wear my high school one. Do you have the cap though? Yep.
I just have to take the 2022 off.
Yes. You'll need a different thing. I don't know what ribbon they want you to use.
Well, the basic cap thing down. Oh, I guess I could just get that.
There you go. Yep. So yeah, she was like, I think I can wear my one from high school, and she can. So we're good to go because they're wearing black for the college one too.
Oh, I wouldn't be able to use my high school one if I did my graduation from college because I know they did black, I think, but my high school one was all the girls wore gold, yellowish color, and then the boys wore blue.
Yeah, our colors were purple and gray, but they made all the girls wear white and all the guys wear purple. And I was like, that fucking sucks. I want purple. I don't like you
Right?
people.
Because-
This is rude. Why do they do things by gender anyways? That's just stupid. How about these are the school colors? Choose one. That would look prettier in the audience anyways. You know what I mean? You have
Right.
to wear one of these two colors because they're school colors. Choose one. So not only did we wear white, but they made us wear like a white dress, a white outfit underneath. We had to because
we
they didn't
had
want
to do
anything
that.
to show through the white either. I was like, this is the stupidest, most backward, ridiculous thing. I was so angry. I didn't want to go to graduation. I was so angry. But my mom really wanted to see me walk across the stage, so I did it for her. I did not want. If it was just me, I would have been like, no, fuck you people. I'm out. I'm like, this is so ridiculous. It was just dumb. It's just so dumb.
We did
I
the
just-
same thing. We had to wear white underneath.
Yeah, it's just it's not okay. I'm sorry, man. It's just dumb. Let's see. And Swank says hello to Vanessa. Molly says, "Oh my gosh, Vanessa got here before me." Yes, Molly. She
I
totally made it before
know.
you. And good morning.
Good morning.
And Melly joined us. Yay, Mel. Good
Hello.
morning. And Mel says, "Good morning, Kelly Kel." And good morning, Alicia. And good morning, friends in the chat.
Is cold cuts the same thing as lunch meat?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yep.
I've never heard it or said or called it that. I always called it lunch meat. So I was like, what the heck is cold cuts? Is that the same thing as lunch meat? I'm like trying to cross off my list. The struggle is real this morning.
I mean, you can eat those for almost anything, you know. It doesn't have to be lunch.
This is true.
And Zwink says hi to Mel and Molly. Mel says, "Hey, Zwink." Molly says hi to Zwink and Mel. Zwink says, "Did some research during first sprint. Ooh, I hope you learned something brilliant, or at least interesting." And Mel says, "Hey, Molly." And Allie says, "Call the doctor's office to get an appointment, and I am on medical leave until the end of June because he's booked up full till the end of June." Oh my gosh, that is
That's
so frustrating, Allie.
unacceptable.
Yeah, I would find
would've
another
been like,
doctor.
"Mm-mm."
Yeah, I know. But I don't know where you live. I live in a big city for a reason, right? For that exact reason. I'm like, okay, I'll find another one. For
Right.
having to go back to work. Like if I'm, putting my colonoscopy or a mammogram or, that can wait, right? But having something you need to go back to work, no, that has to happen sooner. Yeah, Molly's like, wow, that's a long time. Yeah. Are you dreading that? Excited for the break? Zwank says, when you're done boiling eggs, put them into ice water. It makes peeling them easier. I always do that.
I did
I always
that.
put them in ice water. Yep. I always
Yep.
do that every time, but it doesn't matter if the eggs are brand new. It's still like, it's still an absolute
I
nightmare.
looked up a recipe and it said to like bring the water somewhat to a boil. You put the eggs in, and I even have like a little thing that I put in with the eggs, and it'll tell me like if they're soft, semi-hard, or hard boiled.
So it must just be a thermometer. I guess that's all you need.
Well, it looks like an egg, but it's yellow, but it turns white as it goes through the stages. But it's essentially a timer. But and then when I take them out, I put them in an ice bath and let them sit for a little bit, and then I put them in the back in the carton and put them in the fridge.
Yep, same.
That's what I did.
Yeah, it's about the age of the eggs usually. The reason you put them in cold water is because you want them to stop cooking right now. That doesn't actually
Right.
change the ability of peeling, but it does stop the cooking, which is what you want. You're like, this is how I want them. You now need to quit cooking. So you put
So
them
the
into cold
fresher
water.
the egg, the harder it is to peel.
Yep, because everything is really sticky together. But once that air starts to form as the egg ages, now it's easier to get the peel off.
I will keep that in mind.
Where were we? Molly says, "I'm out of frozen popsicles. Can someone put some in the freezer for me?" Ask one of your cats, the lazy bums. What do? You feed them, you clean up their poop, you
Right.
give them love, give them a job. That could be their job.
Tell them
Molly
if you
says-
see popsicles out or we're running low, put more in.
Yeah, Zwink says, "I think she is trying to peel colored eggs." Yes, but I don't think the colored eggs changed the thing.
Yes,
you
my
do.
egg was blue.
Yep.
'Cause my
And you do all that
fingers
before
are-
coloring. Yep, absolutely.
Yes.
Allie says, "I know, good grief. Dreading the wait, but not because I'm at least getting FMLA till then." Gotcha. It's still painful, though. I hate waiting. The in-between times are just so hard for me. Zwank says, "I had blue for high school, brown for junior college, black for my BS and MS." Wow, you had all the colors. As
All
in
of the
different ones. That's interesting.
Yeah.
Molly says, "Okay, that's 2 errors while trying to post." Oh no, I'm sorry. Mel says, "I'm reading Immortal Dark by Taijis Gurma." I need to read that one. For the debut author space on the RYL bingo board. Excellent. And Molly says, reloaded. Hopefully that helps. And I feel you, Alicia. Jean says, good morning, Kelly and Alicia. Have a headache. Oh, I'm so sorry, Jean.
Oh no.
It's not a good thing to wake up to, I must say. Mel says, hey, Jean, sorry about your headache. And Allie says, I would, but the whole office is booked and work won't let me change doctors.
Rude.
Yeah, that's pretty rude. Jean says, still going to try to get my steps in. You could do it, Jean. There's something about, the habit, right? That kind of sometimes can make the uncomfortableness go away, but sometimes it can make it worse. So, I wish you the best. Swank says, my cat is a great mouser and emotional support. He earns his keep. Aw, I love that. That's a job. I mean, I think that's fair. My cats just drive me crazy. So my dog's my emotional support. She's pouting right now because I wouldn't let her go outside and play in the mud with Benny.
Wah, wah. But Mom.
Like I said, she never feels bad. She never feels like guilty about things that she's done, but she pouts. She definitely pouts. All right, here we go. Second sprint. And there was our second sprint. I have 31 pages to go. And this author is rocking it. This beginning is so good. How'd you do, Alicia?
I finished the grocery list and wrote about 131 words.
Yay, nicely done. Let's see how chat did today. I just let the puppy out again. I'm like, we walked 1.5 miles this morning. What do you want, dog? I didn't run though, because after getting no sleep, I didn't want to fall in the dark. So, but I do need to start running too. And Nina joined us. Hi, Nina. Good to see you. Hello, ladies. Good morning. Good morning. What are you up to on this fine day? And you said hello. And Molly says, I'm 16% into Deep Haven, which is for RYL. Ooh, that sounds fantastic. I did finish my audiobook, Fried Green Tomatoes, this morning.
Nice.
So that was cool. And then I started a new one, Floriana. And that one came up in my TBR game randomly. And it takes place in Ecuador. So I was like, oh, that means I don't need my I can take one book off of Pure Kid that I had planned for South America, because I can use this one. So that makes me happy. And this one is shorter than the one I had to read. So I'm like, even better.
Nice.
So I'm taking the House of the Spirits off. I still need to read House of Spirits, but I don't have to read it right now. So I can read that later.
There you
And
go.
I will have South America covered. So that was a happy random circumstance.
Nice.
And Molly says, I noticed you were up quite late, Kelly. No, it was about 11. That's pretty normal for me. I'm just not always on sprints that late, or don't always talk on sprints because I go to bed like, but 11's pretty typical for me. But it was and usually I have no trouble falling asleep, and I had trouble last night. And I'm not on the drugs yet, because they said sometimes the drugs will interrupt your sleep. And yesterday's proof, I said, well, my sleep's already interrupted. I don't see how it can. I can't. But CPAP is next, so that's going to be nice, because my CPAP is old, so it's time for a new one. And as Wank says, got my morning pages done. Yay! I am hungry, though. That is going to be the harder part about me. So I was able to walk and shower and watch the news and then get on. So I need to, and I ate a snack bar, right? One of those Kind bars. Peanut butter banana. It's really yummy. But I need something a little more, I think, if I'm going to exercise in the morning. So we'll see what I can work up over time. But yeah, I definitely needed more sleep. I'll tell you that. Because 11 to 6, that's 7 hours. And I go to bed at 11. I'm asleep by usually 11:30. And I usually wake up around 5:30. And then get out of bed at 6, that kind of thing. So I get about 6 hours. And 6 hours is good for me. I'm good with 6. But a few hours, no, that's not enough. I can't do it. Cannot do it. I might nap today. We shall see. And let's see. Molly says maybe you could use that patch thingy that replaces the CPAC. There, maybe. Wait, which patch thingy?
They now have it where it's like a patch that you put somewhere on your body, and then you just there's like a device that you held up to it, and then it, I don't know. It signifies.
I don't know what that would do. There is a surgery you can do in the neck that frees something up. That would probably work for me. Because, I mean, look, I've got all of this. It's not. So I'm not sure. I'd be interested to see how the patch would work. But I like my CPAP machine. I don't have any issues with it. So, but I need a new one now. It's just too old. So it's not calibrated properly anymore. And the nose thing that I used to use, they don't make it anymore. So the one that I bought to replace it doesn't really fit well. So it's time for a new one. And Mel got 8 chapters into Immortal Dark. Yay, nicely done. And Molly says peanut butter banana kind are so yum. Yes, yes they are, and they don't make me feel guilty. Like it's not there's sugar in them. I'm not saying there's no sugar, but it's not highly processed sugar. So, and then you've got a lot of protein in it. So I do like them, and it's really good to eat like before I run. So I have a little bit because I don't want to like eat a full meal, but I can't eat nothing
Right.
because I've woken up now, right? I need to give my body something. So the kind bars are just, especially the protein ones, are just perfect just to get through my run, and then I need to eat when I get home. So I've got to figure out that eat when I get home bit. Swank says, doing my daily help books next. Then I need to read Pride and Prejudice, even though I can't stand it. Yeah, I'm not having fun with Pride and Prejudice either. But you know what it means? I'm reading it faster though, because it's definitely. I am so proud of myself that I'm going to be able to cross it off and say I've read it.
Yes.
But I don't know why anyone would read it now. Like I don't.
No.
It's not. Why is it taught in school? Why is it? I don't understand that the way people write books has changed for a reason.
And we're thankful for that.
And we are thankful, but gosh doggone it, I'm gonna get it done. I'll tell you that right now. I will be behind though because I'm gonna miss Wednesday and I don't want to take my pretty book on the boat.
Fair.
So I will be taking because I'll be like reading by the pool.
Right.
And so I don't want to take my pretty book, so I will be behind. So I will do this week's, right? And I'll be caught up on that. And then I will have to catch up and finish it. So on the Wednesday when I get back, when I will be on stream, I'll probably be behind and I will catch up as fast as I can. But it doesn't mind. Sometimes like when I'm reading, I'll space out and then I have to go back to figure out where I was to read again. Not with Pride and Prejudice, I space out and I'm like, I don't care. We'll just keep going.
You'll figure it out by the end.
It's not that important. But the thing is, you know what I do see? Here's one thing that I'm glad I'm reading it for. Reading it as analytically, that I am seeing a lot of the beginnings of all these tropes that we hold so dear now in romance. So you can see this is like the one when I won't say when they formed because it's kind of a human thing, but the kind where in English anyways, it was put down on paper.
Right.
So you can see these romance things we like. We've got the misunderstanding going on. We've got the, being attracted to the bad guy, right? We've got we've got all of these different tropes that are extremely popular and you see over and over again.
Yeah.
You even had it wasn't same bed because this was, Edwardian times, but you have the, it's not Edwardian times, it was before that. But anyways, it had where she had to go to Mr. Bingley's house when Jane was sick and stay with her. So it wasn't same bed, but it was definitely forced proximity, right? So you have this forced proximity thing that we use all the time as a trope in fantasy or in romance. So you can see all of these things like manifesting for the first time in this kind of book. So even though this is not my cup of tea, that part is really interesting to me. And so I'm enjoying that analytical part of it. That humans are humans are humans. The way we write has definitely changed, thank heavens, which is why I think we have more readers. I know people are like, people read less books than ever. I'm like, dude, there are more people I talk to who read books than 20 years ago when I talked to them.
That's true.
And I think writing is different. It's more accessible.
Yeah.
And so, this thing, and I don't think that's a bad thing, by the way. I think it's a good thing. So this one is not accessible in any way, shape, or form. But I can see that it would have been very accessible at that time. So yeah, I'm enjoying that part of it.
The story itself, not so much.
Actually, the story is great. That's the reason why it's lasted forever. The problem is the way the story is told.
Yeah.
It is the writing. The writing itself, the way it is told is confusing.
The audiobook makes it sound like someone is almost like they're looking down and watching this whole thing.
Well, yeah.
and then they're just relaying what's happening.
Right.
That's what the audiobook sounds like.
Yeah. That's what all these. Have you ever read a Dickens book? They're like that.
No.
Like it's all these old books like that, and he was like, what, 50 years after her.
Yeah.
And so it's definitely it's typical. That's very typical of 19th century. It's just how they're written, and so the audiobook is not doing it on purpose. The audiobook is properly reading the book to you. It's just that's how the book is.
True.
And yeah, I don't like that either. I tell that to my authors all the time, right? When I especially it's very common in new authors. And I tell them that like we need to get in their head. You are too far away from the story. And that's the point, right? And that's a lot of sometimes when you get first time authors, they have read a whole bunch of the classics and they haven't read a whole bunch of modern stuff. I'm like, dudes, y'all got to get with it. You know, don't tell me
Right.
Tolkien did it. Yeah, Tolkien did that 130 years ago. We're not there anymore. Well, 100 years ago. But my point is still, you know, we don't write books like that anymore. You need to
Just to be in the here and now.
yeah, you need to write them for readers now. Because as I say over and over again, I know y'all have heard me say it because I say it all the time, is the writer really only has one job. There's really only one job that a writer has, and that's to keep the reader reading. That's your job. Your job is to keep the reader reading. And so once you find your readers, because they're not all the same readers, you need to give them what it is they want. And you can surprise them. You actually should surprise them, but you can't throw them off. You can't confuse them. You can't, right? You can't piss them off. Those things you can't do. You need to keep them reading. You don't want them to put the book down.
Yeah.
And that really is your only job as a writer. That's it. That's it. That's your job. So whatever you have to do that, that's what you need to do. So that's part of the thing. And this one I definitely would not finish reading. Now, by the way, even if we weren't in 100 pages book club, I would read it anyways, just because I want to cross it off and say I've read it. But is this going to go in my favorites? Am I going to read it over and over again? Will I ever recommend it? No, none of those things. Nope. But I can at least now say I've read it.
This is true.
So I will
Bucket
take that.
list.
That's right. Let's see. Yes. Molly says, here's the thing for the CPAP. Interesting. I will have to take a look at that later. And Swank says the audio is better to get through it. Yeah, I can see that, right? So instead of being stopped by things, you just keep going.
Yep.
Molly says, ironically, Molly, who refused to read it, is not having trouble with PNP at all. It'll never be a fave, but I'll get through it easy peasy. Yeah, that's me too, Molly. That's me too. Lindsay, and I like the refresher on a lot of these words I haven't used in a long time. I actually like the vocab part. And Lindsay, oh man, PNP is slow going for me. I previously read it with my friends and they'd read it at school. They loved it and I had no idea which characters were in it, right? You're like, I have no idea who these people are. Molly says, yes, and only 99 cents at Chirp, Swank. There you go. Get that audio. Mel says, how far are you guys in PNP? We're at the beginning of chapter 19.
Yep.
So, because everyone's version, because there's, a trillion of them since in the public domain, the pages are different.
Mine doesn't look like Kelly's. Mine
No.
is in, this one was put out in 2003.
And mine is pretty because it helps me read it. It really does.
And
Especially
mine-
blue. And it's really big writing. So
Yeah.
flipping pages faster is very satisfying, even though I'm not getting any I'm not getting any further, but it feels like that. So psychologically, it's very satisfying.
Mine's tiny. But mine's also broken up into sections. Like, I think Kelly was saying hers is just, it goes through the whole thing by chapter. Whereas mine will get to a certain point and it'll say something like, does it say here? I get to a certain point and it's like book the second or something, or volume the second. Let's see if I can find one. But it's just like really weird.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, volume the second.
But remember, we looked it up and your book is like that because that's how it was originally published. In 3 volumes. Yeah.
So that's why I have post-it notes that dictate what the chapter is supposed to be.
Yep. Zwank says, I actually got it from the library. They had a book I was looking for. Ooh, nice.
Nice.
Molly said, whoa, even cheaper. Molly, I had to make myself stop last night at chapter 25. Oh, gotcha. And Zwank says, I'm about to start chapter 19. Yep, that's what we'll start on Wednesday.
I need to still get caught up.
I did it last night. Again, it's really fast. You got to give it
Yeah.
that, especially if you're not dreading over everything. It is going very fast. Mel says, I remember trying to read Pride and Prejudice years ago and then being like, nope, not for me. I might try again in the future one more time. Yeah, I mean, not for me is legit, man.
I
Like I
suggest
said,
having
I'm
the
just
audio.
stubborn.
Yeah.
And Mel says, I actually like Dickens. My favorite of his so far is David Copperfield. I like Dickens' characters. But Dickens, he goes on and on and on and on and on, and his perspective is very, very far away. But I do like his characters, and I will read David Copperfield. That's on my list. I've read 4 Dickens books, I think.
I have read none.
And I'll keep reading them, but quite frankly, read them for the same reason that I read Pride and Prejudice, just because, especially being in the industry, I just think it's healthy to have a good view of the classics as well. It really
Right.
shows you where things came from and where they're going and why we don't do things like that anymore. Or maybe there's something like, why don't we do that anymore? So, like, use bigger words. There's no reason why we can't use bigger words. There are words that describe things better. And Swank says Pride and Prejudice and Zombies was so much more enjoyable. Zombies always make things better. Plus, it was written in modern times. So,
Yeah.
And Ren says, I am back. How many sprints did I miss? 2. Just 2. We got one more to go. One more to go.
Yep.
Ren says, groceries done and now back in my dorm. So listening to Air of Fire while I pack away groceries and unpack my clothes. Yay!
Nice.
Welcome back to the dorms, Ren. Welcome back. One more semester. Come on, one more. We'll be under your belt before long. And Mel sends love to Ren, and Ren says, Mel. And Swank says, mine is 3 sections too. Oh, there you go. Swank says 3 sections too. So did you have to
Yay.
renumber yours just like Alicia did? Because hers at each section, it starts over at chapter 1. That's why she had to renumber them.
So, see, here's a prime example. This is chapter 31, but in reality, this is chapter 8 of probably section 2. So I just put post-it notes and just said, okay, what chapter is this?
So there we go. Awesome. All right, let's get this last sprint done. So it looks like I'm not going to finish this. I'm not going to get 30 pages, but I'm really, really close. So I'll definitely get it done today. So here we go. Last sprint. And there was our third sprint. I have 17 pages left. What a productive morning so far. I freaking love Mondays. How'd you do, Alicia?
I'm quite annoyed, actually.
Oh no! What happened?
I mean, I got a total of 445 words today, but like I went to go send a text message, and it says that Samsung Messages is being discontinued on July 6th. Therefore, we have to switch over to Google Messages. Why?
I don't know.
Like, why
Maybe
would
not
you
enough people
discontinue?
use them. Why can't you just text?
That's where the messages come from. Like, there's so I don't know if you can't see it. Hold on. So like I have the little blue one, right?
Mhm.
And then they're telling me now I gotta switch to this one. Why can't I just keep that one?
Because they're
That's
getting
where
rid
all
of
my
it.
text messages are.
Well, you might want to download them if you want to keep them.
Well, I mean, like they're ongoing text messages, but like now I gotta switch to a different app. Why? This
I
is
don't know.
ridiculous.
See, Apple's is easier because Apple's it's a text feature, but they use Messenger, right? They use iMessenger
Right.
if the other person has Apple. If they don't, it has an Apple phone. If they don't, then it's just a regular text message. So I have no idea why Samsung doesn't do that. I don't know a darn thing about Samsung.
I've had this phone for I don't even know how long. And now all of a sudden they're like, we're changing apps for your text messages. Why?
I mean, that's going to happen forever. We can't help that. They have reasons. They might even be good reasons. They could also just be dumb, I want to make more money reasons. Well, I promise you it's I want to make more money reasons. That one I promise you. So if they found cheaper software or a different way to do it or able to use less servers or whatever they found that makes them more money, they're switching it now.
It's stupid. Stupid.
Yeah. Or maybe the software they were using isn't supported anymore. Yeah, like you just never know. You never know.
I still don't like it.
I don't blame you. I don't blame you at all. And Vanessa is back and has been successfully therapized. Excellent, excellent. I hope you had a successful session. Alicia says, welcome back, Vanessa. And Vanessa says, thanks, Alicia. Alicia says, I have cardinals in my bushes just chirping away. Yes, when we went on our run club, actually like goes through this dirt path and over to this other like more rural neighborhood, as in a neighborhood that has like land between the houses. And so there was a whole bunch of trees and stuff, and there were cardinals everywhere. There were two male cardinals fighting, and there was a female cardinal. I was like, oh, they're fighting over her. And she was just like, yeah, have at it, boys. Like, she was doing nothing, and they were like at each other.
She was like,
so
I'll
funny.
just sit up here and watch.
She was like, I'll take whoever's the hottest.
Right?
It was really funny. So it's definitely their breeding season. So they're chirping away. Who knows? They're probably yelling at each other for something.
Oh, gosh.
Molly says another 32% into Deep Haven. Nice. I can't understand it if I do over 1.5, so it's taking longer than I wish. Interesting story, though. Nice. I don't do anything over 1 times 5, so. Zwank says, love cardinals. Yeah, they're so pretty. Ellie says, that's frustrating with Samsung. Yeah, that's pretty frustrating. And Mel says 10 chapters into Immortal Dark. Very nice. Look at that. Look at all of us being so productive on a Monday. We get points. Points for you, points for you, points for you. We all get points.
Gold stars.
Gold stars.
Who are we to be this productive on a Monday?
I don't know. I'll take it. I'm not complaining.
This is true.
Yeah. But meanwhile, I'm freaking starving. So I'm going to go get some food, and then I'll finish these last 17 pages. And then keep going. I even wrote a list last night because I have too much to do to trust the spinner wheel right now. So I had to, because it might come up with sew with thread. And I was like, no, that is not what I'm doing today. You know what I mean? So I was like, no, I wrote an exact list of specific things I need to do because I'm, leaving in a week. It's just like I've got to get these done before I leave kind of things. So Let's see. What am I doing? I need to do the litter boxes and clean my bathroom floor. And I need to send some books to Petway. And some other things. I have very exact lists. And I have some updates I need to record for my reading. And I have reading sprints tonight. I will be reading the Bone Shard Emperor by Andrea Stewart. I need to finish this before I leave. I'm halfway through, and I'm loving it. This Drowning Empire this series is so good, and I'm intrigued and having fun and love these characters. And she's done a very creative thing where she has two characters in first person, and if she needs any other character for whatever perspective, it's in third. So you just have the two main characters in first person. Everyone else is third. So it's very interesting. I kind of like it. So yeah, but I'm digging it. I cannot wait to read the last one. And the last one is both on my series-a-thon and I put it on Our Fantasy. So I have double priority. Not only do I want to read it, but double lists. So I get more points when I read it too. That helps me. I can't help it. Also, Zafo printed the bookmark in purple.
Ooh.
So here's the white one. There's just white and black. And here's the colors. And we still like it better with the white. We wish we could do the white background and just these guys in color. But the problem is he can only have 4 colors. And white, it would be a 5th color. So he can't.
Oh, because of the black.
Yeah. So he's got to print one more of these with all the black parts being white to see what that looks like. So, but if not, I mean, they're free giveaways. So if free is free. But we do, you know, we obviously would want one that we're happy with. So we're trying to work on that. There's always a limitation. That's why we get to be creative, because there's a limitation. But I figure we're going to make these in purple, green, and blue. So that way we can give it, do you want horror? Do you want fantasy? Do you want sci-fi? Do you see what I mean? And then we can give it whatever color fits their preferred genre. And of course, we'll make more fantasy than anything because that is the most popular. Second most popular, horror. Then sci-fi. So, let's see. And Ren made it to 26% in Air of Fire. Thanks for sprints. Absolutely, Ren. Thanks for being here. Ren was productive too, you know, moving into their dorm and groceries. Yeah, I know. We're rocking it today. Mel says, I typically do 2 times speed with audiobooks, but I can't read fantasy and audio at all unless it's like a middle grade. Yeah, exactly. I can't. I will forget all the details. I'm like, wait, who is this again? I can't. I've got to. If it's actually, I found out if it's romantasy, I'm actually fine because the world building isn't that important and there aren't as many characters because they're so concerned with that relationship. There aren't as many. So romantasy I can usually do, but epic fantasy or high fantasy, forget it. Cannot. I have to read it with my eyeballs. And Zwank finished my daily help books. Yay! Nicely done. Got pages in and daily help. I love it. Mel says, way to go, everyone. That's right. We rocking it. We are rocking it. Hopefully I won't be reading Deep Haven tonight, says Molly. Yes. But you're ready to get it done. You started a new book tonight, huh? I love starting new books. Do you love starting new books, Alicia?
I do.
I do. I love finishing it going, ha-ha! And then I'm like, what's next?
I know. Right now, I'm like, can I just finish a book, please? I need to finish some books, and I have been not able to do it.
I'm so sorry.
I want to lock myself in a hotel room and just have all the books that I need to finish reading.
That's right. You're like, I'm just...
Nobody...
I will leave this room when I'm done reading. Yep. Send snacks. Otherwise, I'm good.
Yep.
Mel says, need to clean and get started on homeschool lessons and pop dinner in the crock pot. Busy day. Thanks for the sprints, ladies. Absolutely, Mel. It was nice seeing you. Molly says, have a good day. Have a good one, Mel. And Allie says, thanks for sprints. Absolutely. I hope they get an opening. Did you tell them if you get an opening, call me sooner? Because a lot of times offices will do that too.
Yes.
Yeah. So make sure they know, please call me. Somebody cancels, call me. I will be there.
Right.
And Molly says, Kelly, reading your book made me realize how much romance pervades books, right? It's in everything, which is actually in my first epic fantasy. It's why epic fantasy. I completely forgot about romance. And it actually, just happened as I was writing it.
Mm,
I had not planned that. So yeah, it does. It's everywhere. Vanessa says, had to reboot. Oh, I'm sorry, Vanessa. Also, Kelly, please check your Discord message from me. Yes, I have to read the email. I'm sorry. I will. I promise. I promise. It's on my list. It's right here. And Vanessa says, thanks for sprints, even though I wasn't really here much. Hey, you knew we were here. You still got to check in. And you were productive. So you followed our trend for Monday.
she was here in spirit, so you know.
That's right. That's right. And Allie says, I tried. They won't. Ah, that sucks. I'm sorry, Allie.
Rude.
Yeah, Vanessa says, won't be here tomorrow either. Need to get tires installed. Ugh, we're
Ooh.
going to miss you tomorrow. That means you're going to Costco, right? So you're going to spend way more money than you should. That's what I do. That's why we canceled our Costco. I guess I can't. I'm like, we're not actually saving money. We're spending more. We can't do Costco. Molly says, sheesh, Vanessa, you no love us no more? Yeah, how dare you get things done in your life? You're supposed to just hang out with us. Oh, all right. I adore you all. I will be going over to Nicole Sprints. That's my typical Monday. So I will be doing that, but hungry. Vanessa, Molly, clearly I don't. Clearly.
Wow. That hurts. Wow.
Well, we love you, Vanessa, and we'll see you Wednesday then.
I was gonna
All
say,
right.
I'll see you Wednesdays.
That's right. Let's see. And Vanessa says, I'm going to Costco, but not shopping. We already shopped this month. There you go. There you go. I couldn't resist. That's why I can't go to Costco.
Mm-hmm.
Like I said, I can't control my impulse control. I can only control the not going to the thing that I have impulse control at. Like the bookstores, which I'm totally going to. So that's going to be interesting.
I do not need to go to a bookstore until after my birthday.
Well, it is indie. It's the Houston Indie Bookstore Crawl Month. So I am definitely going.
You can go for me.
Oh, does that mean I get to buy 2 books at every store?
I mean, you can
We're
interpret
about
that.
to go to cruise. I cannot spend any extra money.
You can interpret that however you feel. I have to buy this one for Alicia, and this one is mine.
That's right. Sorry, it's how it works. I mean, I'm going to read it first, and then I'll send it to her. But I totally have to buy it for Alicia.
That works.
Awesome. And are those Nicole Sprints? That would be awesome.
Maybe. Birthday 50?
Oh, yep, because Allie asked for him. Thank you, Allie. Thank you for asking. Then I don't have to go search for it either. And Vanessa says, love y'all. We love you too. And Lindsay says, Molly, the Collector, I borrowed it on KU, but not read it yet. Ooh, you got to let me know. Birthday 2050? That's the next time you get to buy books, Alicia.
Probably. I probably have enough to read even if I read 100 books a year. That's
Nice. Yeah,
well,
that's about where I
no,
am.
not that much. I would have to buy books sooner, but I have at least like 3
I mean,
years.
I'll have to buy like series of books, right? Like even if I don't buy any more books, if there'll be a book 2 and 3 and 4 that I want to read, those I at least have to buy, right? So, or get from the library, or there are other options, but not always. A lot of indie you can't get at the library. Do you see what I mean? So some of
This
them
is
you do have to buy
Yep.
or read on KU. And there's the BookTube Bible. Thank you, Molly. So if y'all want to go anywhere else, but I'll be at Nicole's. And thank you very much for helping me be productive today. Toby will be very happy to get his edit back. So thank you all, and I will see you tonight.